The People, Places and Nature Heritage Project explores the work of Victorian designer and craftsman William Morris and his continuing relevance today. With natural heritage at the core of their activities, the participants have studied textiles, ceramics and garden design at the newly refurbished William Morris Gallery and Lloyd Park. Led by a team of Walthamstow-based artists and historians, they have produced this film, an exhibition of ideas and a decorative mosaic panel. And this is their story.
William Morris was born in 1834 and lived at the Waterhouse in Walthamstow from 1948 to 1956, from the age of 14 until he was 22. Morris lived there with his widowed mother and his 8 brothers and sisters. He earned a degree from Exeter College, Oxford. After his graduation, he started to work as an architect.
William Morris was friends with the painters Edward Burne-Jones and Dante Gabriel Rossetti, and he soon stopped being an architect in order to become a painter.
In 1859, William Morris married Jane Burden. Soon after, they had a house built for themselves on Bexley Heath. This was called the Red House and was designed by Philip Webb.
William and Jane designed all of the interiors and decorations themselves. They spent about 2 years getting the house just right, doing much of the work themselves. They were so happy with the results that they decided to start their own fine art craft work company.
In 1861, their company, called Morris, Marshall, Faulkner & Co., started to make furniture, tableware, soft furnishings and wallpaper. All the items produced were handcrafted.
William Morris became a well-known English artist, poet and politician. He was incredibly creative and he produced decorative art in a range of different forms, including textiles, furniture, wallpaper, stained glass windows, book design and tapestry.
By the mid-1860s, William Morris concentrated on designing wallpaper. His patterns were inspired by the natural world, and these are some of his best-known works of art.
Morris also set up the Kelmscott Press in the early 1890s. This company published books which contained beautiful illustrations.
In 1883, Morris joined a political party called the Social Democratic Federation. He also helped to start a new party called the Socialist League. When William Morris died in 1896, his doctor said that Morris had carried out the work of 10 men during his lifetime.
Hello, we're the Heritage Youth Ambassadors from Stony Down Park Primary School, and our project is called People, Places and Nature.
We travelled to William Morris Gallery, which is about 20 minutes from our school in Walthamstow.
We were very excited about starting our heritage project and looking forward to learning some new skills.
Our first impression of the building was that it was very old and impressive. We had to go through the gallery to get to the workshop space. The day started with a talk about Morris's life and his creative work.
So, yes.
Which means this way, because daffodils don't face down. They usually face up.
What do you call those flowers? What sort of flowers are they?
During this workshop session, we were allowed to handle some of the historic objects, including woodblocks, wallpapers and fabrics, which was really interesting.
In preparation for our printmaking workshop, Anna took us around the gallery exhibition and showed us some specific examples of Morris's designs.
So look at the big bold shapes.
We looked at stained glass, lots of different wallpaper designs, wood blocks, book illustrations, and Anna told us about the printing techniques that Morris used.
And you know what's even more amazing is that the way that books are printed, all the text has to be in reverse, and the way that they lay them is upside down. Different colour, and slowly it builds up. Each colour gets printed. Okay, so that print that's up there, those wood blocks that are up there, this is the print. Okay? But you can see the kinds of, these are the Indian block prints, and you can see the similarities. Stay in this room or next door, okay, so in this bottom part of the gallery. Have a good look around, be inspired, and do 3 designs.
Taking inspiration from the gallery, we then drew our own design.
We then simplified our drawings in preparation for making our prints, and most of us chose to do flowers or leaf images.
We then added a different colour to the 2 different parts of our design, which was good fun. Here we are, putting our work through the printing press to make our final picture. And here's what we made.
When did you become a volunteer for William Morris's gallery?
I initially became a volunteer at a temporary exhibition while the gallery was being refurbished. The temporary exhibition was at Leighton Library, and it was the peacock and bird carpet, which was recently discovered in America and was put on display. It was a bit of an enigma because nobody quite knew when it was commissioned, and it created quite a lot of interest. So I got involved with that as a gallery assistant and moved over from September. So it's probably been about 18 months altogether.
What is your favourite item in the gallery?
It's in Gallery 4 and it's the Medway tulip. I always, if I can, take the opportunity to point this particular design out when there's visitors, just because it fascinates me every time I see it, and when I mention it to visitors, they similarly seem to be attracted to it.
What key themes or influences did Morris use in his designs?
He was greatly influenced by Indian art, but of course, overwhelmingly, I feel that it was his inspiration from nature that influenced him most. He obviously, during his boyhood in Epping Forest, saw aspects of nature that obviously didn't leave him, and you can see them turning up in many of his designs. So nature predominantly, and I'm sure that's what he's the most famous for.
Do you think William Morris was a good role model for others?
He must have been, because the arts and craft movement that followed was made up of like-minded people. The recognition that handmade items and the skill it took to produce them ought to be recognised is probably something that still exists today. So yes, he must have been.
What do you think of recent refurbishment?
It's wonderful. I think the word is that it's well worth a visit.
Following the workshops at William Morris Gallery, the BCPA members created some new storyboards based on the students' designs. These will be used as the basis for the exhibition of ideas.
Hello, we are Bob and Jean, and we are members of the British Cardiac Patients Association. We are very pleased to be involved in your People, Places and Nature project.
We have collected these William Morris designs for the collage and have used them in repetitive patterns.
The William Morris Gallery has been crowned winner of the Art Fund Prize for Museum of the Year 2013. Beating 9 other museums and galleries from across the country, they won the £100,000 first prize.
Congratulations!
I'm Ellie Mortimer, I work for Waltham Forest Council and I'm the Community Project Coordinator for Lloyd Park.
Hi, my name's Luke Ovington, I'm the Head Gardener for Lloyd Park. I work for Yabasa and Sodexo on behalf of Waltham Forest.
Were you influenced by Morris's designs or themes when you created this garden?
Well, we used William Morris very much to inspire the garden, so some of the plants he used a lot in his designs we've planted in the garden, and the way it's laid out reflects sort of the key passions in his life. So the 4 pathways sort of represent his socialism, his aesthetics, his design, and his passion for sort of preserving cultural heritage. And then we've sort of tried to create pattern through the planting and the use of materials. Socialism is sort of reflected by the way in which there are lots of sort of entrances to the garden, so everybody feels very welcome and it feels like a garden for everyone.
Which part of the garden do you think William Morris would have liked best?
Well, I think he would have liked best that we didn't try and restore some garden that was important in his life or create some sort of homage to him. We have created a very modern garden that we think is very beautiful, and he would have appreciated the sort of general concepts of it.
Where did you learn to do your job?
Well, Capel Manor in Enfield and Regent's Park and Whittle College in Chelmsford, but I was trained Barking and Dagenham Council.
How long did it take to redesign the garden?
Well, we didn't just redesign the garden in the park, we did a whole load of improvements here, and we got money from the Heritage Lottery Fund, a big lottery fund, to do that. So it's been a very, very long process that sort of started in 2006. So it's been kind of ongoing since then.
What are the differences between the old garden and the new garden?
So there was none of this kind of garden here before. What we had was a synthetic bowling green, which we've now relocated to another part of the park, and we had a fairly sort of enclosed sensory garden which was looking a little bit tired. So what we wanted to do was link Waterhouse, which houses the William Morris Gallery, much more with the park. So we've got this William Morris interpretive garden.
Do you have lots of visitors in the park, and how have they responded to the changes?
The weekdays, the clientele is completely different. I feel that we've got a fantastic atmosphere, very pleasant group of people with so many community projects running, and that's one of the appeals of working in a park is gaining those kind of atmospheres, from dog walkers to people that just use the outside gym that's now here. But with everything else, with the museum attached, it's quite a lot of culture, so you know it can be quite informative really on a day-to-day basis just being here.
And people are using the garden how we wanted them to use it, so people are sort of strolling around enjoying the plants, they're sitting on the benches, they're using the little grass areas for picnics and so on.
We visited the Recycled Teens group at Millennium House in Walthamstow and did some reminiscence workshops based on their experiences of William Morris House. We looked through historic books and shared memories, laughter and cups of tea. We then sent 3 of our reporters to record their stories.
Good afternoon, my name's Tommy. I'm a local resident. I'm a friend of Lloyd's Park. Got to hear about the council's plans to close William Morris Gallery.
What was your role in helping keep the gallery open?
A lot of us all got together and we organised campaigns and lobbied the council and lots of other things. Thankfully, after a few years of campaigning, we succeeded in keeping William Morris Gallery, and then we got some lottery funds to do it up to what it is today. Elder people should come and visit, and it's a very important part of Waltham Forest history.
Hello, my name is Sue. I love William Morris. You've been there so many times.
Was there a special item that caught your eye at the gallery?
Was the actual working set of the actual drawings that were on the wall in big frames, or you know, like showing you how that was made. You know, that piece of furniture more so. You know, like. No, because actually my father was a carpenter as well, so of course that's what made me like going, because you couldn't do it all in one day anyway. I don't think you can. You go back and you find different things each time you go.
Hello, my name is Joan Taylor.
Can you tell us how you remember Lloyd Park?
They used to have a little tea hut, and beside the tea hut was changing rooms for the children to put their swimming gear on. And there used to be a sand pit, and you could hire deck chairs, and there was a small amount of water there. It used to get crowded in the summer. It was like a little seaside resort. I went last week to the park and saw the changes, which I thought were wonderful.
My name is Betty Millard, and quite a few years ago I done a City and Guilds needlework course, patchwork and design. Our final piece of work was to make a quilt. There was about 14 of us, and we went to William Morris Gallery, and it was decided that it would be on the arts and crafts movement. We could pick what we liked, and I decided that I'd make a quilt which is called a topper, which is only 5 by 5 foot. The middle of the quilt is magnolias. I decided that the leaves around the edge would mirror mainly William Morris's work.
Oh, hello, my name is Florrie. My first memory of the William Morris, is it called a gallery now? Yeah, the William Morris Gallery, which it wasn't then, it was a clinic. I expect the other ladies have told you this. I used to go up there for eyesight checks and teeth and nits and fleas if you were sent by the school.
Did you have fun when you went to Lloyd Park?
Lloyd's Park was my playground really, because when your mothers wanted to get rid of you, you just went to Lloyd's Park. Mothers came with us sometimes, usually when fathers were on night work and needed to get their sleep during the day. So mothers used to get together and get all us kids together, and we go up there with a picnic. There wasn't a cafe or anything there at that time like there is now. There was only a couple of swings and one of the old-fashioned slides which I fell off of.
My name is Pat Lawler. I've lived in Walthamstow all my life. William Morris has had a subconscious effect on me, and the art of it, the colours and the patterns that I chose through my life without realising were very much William Morris. I've looked back on the things I had, you know, from when I first got married, curtains and covers and different things like that, and without knowing it, it was definitely William Morris. So, you know, it's been an interesting thing, really. It shows that things do have a big effect on you.
What aspects of William Morris's work do you like best?
And when I went through old poetry books and that William Morris as a poet came up too, I found that was interesting. And the things about Red House and where all the other places he'd lived, because really his time in Walthamstow was quite short. And the poem I liked was, I think, 3 red roses across the moon.
My name's Edie. I used to go to Wood Street Infant School. So my first time of going to the William Morris house was when the dentist came and said I needed fillings in my teeth. I didn't even know where the house was because we didn't have enough money to go on bus or tram rides. So I'd never been to the house before, and when I went, the dental chair was put on the first floor inside the front door, straight in front of the front door, looking out of the windows onto the gardens. So when the dentist came in and put this huge piece of rubber to keep my mouth open, and then he had a look round and did his business with his drill, and I'm looking out the window at the flowers all the time. So when once I knew about the house and the park, Lloyd Park, I told my brothers and sisters, and so we used to go there and take picnics there after that, but I didn't like going into the house.
Can you tell us how you remember the gardens?
The gardens were always beautiful, and in the front part nearest to the house, at the back of the house, the beds were always beautiful tulips, and then it got, as the year went through, it went to the winter flowers and then just the trees and that. But Also, there was a fish pond just inside the gate, and it had a little fountain in it, and there was always loads of goldfish in there.
How different is the house now from how you remember it?
Well, now that it's a museum, it's quite a lot different. I didn't recognise, when I walked in, when I first went into it as a museum, I was expecting to walk into the room that I'd sat in as a dentist, at the dentist. But it's very interesting now, because now we know all about William Morris, going all round, walking round and seeing everything that he's done. And as well as that, we've had William Morris wallpaper on our walls and never even knew it.
We're at the gallery today to see an exhibition by Nicola Jarvis, which features new works by William and May Morris.
Nicola is not only a talented designer, but she creates beautiful pencil drawings and embroidery.
This is our special interview with Nicola, where we'll discuss her work.
I'm Nicola Jarvis, and I'm the artist who has put on this exhibition here in the William Morris Gallery. The exhibition deals with the art of embroidery, and it looks at my practice as an artist and embroiderer and compares my practice with that of William Morris's daughter, May Morris. I've actually used May Morris and William Morris's design practice, which involved them going out into nature and taking inspiration from natural forms and creatures and creating original designs from those for embroidery and printed textiles. The work has informed the textiles in so much as I've used the printed textiles of William Morris, but the stitch techniques favoured by May Morris to come together and produce the work on the cushions and the embroideries that you see in the middle of the gallery. There's also a range of handbags next door to May Morris's handbags, which actually show designs inspired by Morris and May. So I'd like to talk about this quilt that's just here beside me. This quilt has been made by a famous quilter. Her name is Michelle Hill. And I wanted to bring the birds together in the design, all 4 birds, and to feature some botanical subject matter as well. So I took the very famous, iconic textile print that William Morris is known for, which is called Strawberry Thief, which is about the thrushes scuttling around the strawberry beds in his home. And I took that idea and put my 4 birds in the strawberry bed, featuring a strawberry and the strawberry flowers. And so this is a stylised bed with the birds in it. So we have the blackbird, the robin, the bluebird and the sparrow. And she's meticulously quilted the surface of this applique with this wonderful shell design, like a sort of scalloped effect, which really gives the surface extra interest and dimension. So the embroidery that's actually on the stand, the floor stand, the embroidery frame in the corner, the reason that I've actually designed the piece and brought it into the space is to bring all elements of the work together in one piece. I've taken all of the 5 birds that are featured in the drawings and on the textiles and on the panels, the robin, blackbird, sparrow, bluebird and woodpecker. I've placed them all on a tree of life, and then interspersed elements that are featured in other pieces of work, like the berries, the strawberries, the acorns, the ladybirds and other creatures, and put them all into a piece, a very colourful, flamboyant piece.
This mosaic design has several Morris references, including his trellis wallpaper, his strawberry thief textile, and a peacock taken from one of his tapestries. The thrush has a beaded chest similar to Nicola Jarvis's textiles, and we have also included some of the students' ideas in the composition. This is how we made it.
Hello, my name is Wasim, and I've joined the project today to help Amanda and Ali with this beautiful project here. What I'm doing right now is I am constructing the tree with these brown tiles, and I just need to finish that part and just this.
Today I've been doing the flowers and I've been doing the stalks. First I did the lilies and the alliums with triangles to make them look like seeds. Then I did the roses and the trellis. And the first one was a lot trickier than the others.
What we've been doing is we've been filling the background here, which is light pink, and we've finished adding the roses here at the top.
Here we are on day 3 of the Mosaic project, and as you can see, some of the structure of the mosaic has started to take shape. We have focused on building up the layers in terms of the borders, some of the stronger elements of the design, and the intricacies of the flowers, which do take a lot of work and time in terms of the development of them. And there have been lots of different cutting techniques involved in the process. So,
yes, the children have really learnt a range of skills with the cutting, because they've been able to cut different shapes, you know, such as circles and the petals, and also these stick shapes and the triangles for the background, so quite a range of cutting techniques.
So far today I've been working on the trellis patterns, trying to make it as straight as possible, and I've been cutting to size lots of pieces, and so it looks really nice.
In this mosaic I've been doing 3 main things: the neck of the peacock, the trellis, straightening the edges to make sure it looks neat, and the background.
Hello, my name's Danny. I'm a volunteer on the project, and I've been brought in to help the children with this wonderful mosaic. It's my only day here, but I've learned a fair bit about how patient you have to be filling in these little areas, because it is very, very intricate.
Well, today we've been working on filling in that area, and this area over here. And I worked on doing this area because I designed these flowers, and they have been adapted a bit to work better with this mosaicing style, but they're still my designs. So.
Let's see. Wait a minute. Let's see.
we have all been inspired by our heritage journey and have thoroughly enjoyed working on the People, Places and Nature project.